So as Banks and Pimp said, dust2 is one of those maps for big where they're just always good on it, and one of the reasons why is because of their attention to detail. So what I'm going to show you here today is actually a B pop that they like to do, and there's a couple small details that I want to highlight that just makes this so good. So the first thing you're going to see here is that Tizian, he's going to come up close. Crimbo and Tabson, they're going to throw some utility, a smoke, as well as a flash for the entrance. And one of the first things you'll see here is that Tizian, he jumps out as the smokes and flashes are flying through the air. So these nades haven't even popped yet, and he's already pushing into the choke point. Now, one of the reasons why you'd want to do this when you're coming in towards the B site is to try to push ahead of the utility. Often when CTs see this utility coming through, they're going to try to drop a Molotov, drop a smoke, and what Tizian's doing by jumping as the nades are still flying through the air is he's hoping to be able to beat this utility. He's trying to get ahead of that timing, and by doing this here in this particular round, he's able to catch Nafny off guard towards the car. And if you look at Nafny's point of view here, as he's playing towards his car position, he's playing anti-flash. He doesn't really expect the push to come in so quickly. That's because Tizian takes that advanced timing. Now, the second thing I want to talk about here is actually this smoke here, this lurk smoke. Now, it's a very common smoke to throw nowadays, but the way that they use it in this push is to actually facilitate the pathing of two groups of people that I want to highlight. So the first one being Tabson here, and the other two being Crimbo and Falvin towards the right side. Now, if we look at Tabson, when he comes out using the smoke, he's able to basically jump on top of this box on the right and pin down this player towards the site. And then the players on the left side for Crimbo and Fabin, they path towards the left side here. And what this smoke actually does is it cuts off a common angle for CTs who are trying to rotate through the doors to spot that entrance. And ultimately what that does is it allows these players to get more space to actually path towards the site. And you'll see that from Hobbit's point of view, as he's rotating in, you'll see that right here, at this moment right here, with the smokes up, because that smoke is up, he doesn't quite spot the cross of these two players coming in towards the site. And ultimately, that allows Favin and Crimbo to push in towards the site. And when Favin comes in, he doesn't necessarily have to focus too much on the doors position here. He only has to focus really on these players, or the player rather, in the site. And that's what allows him to get this kill until the player enters in sight. And then Crimbo, because he also has that smoke as well, he can kind of path more closely towards this box and then kind of sweep towards the site to get the trade in case it doesn't come through. So it's these small details that Big have in their pushes that just make them such a good dust2 team, and this is something that you should look forward to in the next map.